It's Jay Gotham. I'm back again. He's trying to get some work in. I'm trying to get this work out. Let's go.
What's up guys, Concrete Brayans coming at you with a classic Streetbeefs breakdown. We're going over Jay Gotham, a Streetbeefs Scrapyard fighter who's been incredibly entertaining to follow. Like, subscribe, comment, let's go! It's always hard to pinpoint what exactly makes a fighter have that it factor. It's like with any other pop culture star, it's not always a matter of straight talent, but a blend of many factors that make someone of interest to the masses. Whatever that it stuff is, Jay Gotham has a bunch of it, and I hope to shine some light on him with this video. What's fun about Gottem is that he's such a diamond in the rough. He got into this whole street beef fighting thing without much cage experience. As he's just starting out, he's taking on guys of a similar level, but who can't quite match his menacing physicality. He's figuring this whole fighting thing out on the fly. You can literally see him fighting on natural instincts, adapting and building skills as he goes. The dude even came rolling in with a catchphrase.
I got him! He's got him! Wake him up, wake him up, wake him up!
Jay Gotham is blessed with a great physique for fighting, and with that I don't necessarily mean the abs and the defined shoulders, but I'm talking about the amount of fast twitch muscle fibers, his bone density and the general frame of his body. It results in attributes like hitting power, isometric grappling strength, durability, agility, you name it. Gottem is a southpaw light heavyweight, walking around at 6'3", 200 pounds. Another talent of Gottem is his mentality. There's a natural predisposed meanness to him that not every fighter is blessed with. The natural instinct to hurt others, adapting in violent ways and being willing to take one to give one are all innate skills of Gottem. In Gottem's very first boxing match we can still see some very novice punch mechanics as he's figuring things out. While in his next boxing match he's already working much more behind the jab and developing a lead hook, showing signs of rapidly improving boxing skills. But Gottem is much more fun to watch as an MMA fighter, as most people are, so let's get into it. Gottem faced Milkman in MMA. Milkman couldn't quite match the athleticism and length of Gottem, but posed the problem of the tenacious wrestler. Gottem adapted pretty quick to this type of opponent, grabbing a front headlock and sprawling on the takedown attempts. Gottem isn't easily physically suppressed, and even forces a takedown of his own from over-under position here, muscling Milkman to the ground from a supposedly neutral position. As Milkman's takedown attempts continued through the fight, Gottem started to time the shorter Milkman's entries with intercepting kicks, eventually finding a clean connection and closing out the show. In the next match we see Gottem pressure his opponent Rope Pusher, yeah I'm not making this up, into a takedown attempt and snatching up a guillotine, sinking it in nice and tight, leaving Rope Pusher snoring on the floor. Sweet dreams.
He's out.
Striking pressure and a decent guillotine are like peanut butter and jelly and will remain a golden combination for as long as MMA exists. The experience Jay was gaining through these fights was definitely going to be needed in his latest match, the fight against Preacher's Son. With Preacher's Son record of 0-0, we didn't know it at the time, but he'd be the first opponent to truly test Jay Gotham from a physical athletic level as well as from a skill level. Preacher's Son walks around at 6'1", 200 pounds and is a wide stance karate fighter with an emphasis on wrestling and has a solid ground game. That may or may not sound familiar to you. The fight with Preacher's Son was a really interesting cat and mouse game. Gottem realized that with Preacher's stance, the lead leg was the first thing to enter and the last thing to leave his striking range. So Gottem decided to light up Preacher's Son's legs. But in turn Preacher's Son tried to intercept these kicks with right straights and single leg attempts, turning the stand-up into this strategic back and forth battle, karate wrestler versus hands-on physical kickboxer. Gottem did some big damage with knees from the clinch in this fight. He should definitely keep these as a core part of his game. Diaz eventually hit a single leg, got side control and found a fight-winning arm triangle in the second round, handing Gottem his first loss in the scrapyard. This was a tooth and nail competitive fight that was suddenly ended by a submission. I'm sure people have mentioned that Gottem just needs to work on his arm triangle defense and he should be fine in the future. And while it never hurts to work on a specific submission defense, Gottem's arm triangle defense is not specifically his Achilles heel. Gottem was fighting at a technical disadvantage in the grappling department throughout the entirety of this match, even though it wasn't necessarily very obvious. Fight fans often take a technical advantage at face value. A great technician is someone with a piston of a right straight or a razor sharp armbar. Here we see a scramble earlier in the match. Preacher's Son gets a takedown and establishes side control off of a caught kick. Gottem turns into Preacher's Son and turns to his knees. PS takes the opportunity to flip Gottem over the top of himself. Gottem once again has to build a base on sheer horsepower, but eventually takes top position. So Gottem eventually took top position and kept it for a solid amount of time. That exchange should be noted as a W in Gottem's book, right? Sadly for a wild man, things aren't so simple. A huge part of a fight is about energy expenditure. A technical advantage isn't just the mechanics of that right straight or the submission itself. A technical advantage is the combination of hundreds of little sub-skills that allow you to fight more efficient. Gottem might have eventually won that grappling exchange, but he was forced to perform some max weight ab exercise to do it. He was forced to sprint by Preacher's Son to eventually get to a position he couldn't even do a tremendous amount with, while Preacher's Son energy expenditure was a lot less in that exchange in comparison. This repeated itself multiple times in the fight. PS had the opportunity to get a few effortless takedowns. Jay was being forced to sprint in grappling positions until the nitrous tank wasn't empty and there was no gas to sprint no more. This was what eventually led to the arm triangle and not so much the technique of the arm triangle alone. So now we're left wondering how Gottem will deal with his first loss. An opponent has poked some holes in his game and now we'll see how the guy bounces back. I personally think increasing the mat time and build over time is the only option here. The man's a fast learner though, it'll be interesting to see how Gottem balances his energy expenditure in the next one. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to Streetbeefs Scrapyard, the quality these guys deliver is absolutely ridiculous. And check out that fight with Preacher's Son, it's an absolute banger. This was Concrete Breakdowns, subscribe for more unique breakdown content. Thanks for watching.